Welcome to Fallout 3, and today we're gonna be exploring every single vault that is not part of the main quest. And those three are Vault 92, which ties in with Agatha's quest, Vault 106 with the Insane Survivors, and I dare say, the most memorable vault ever, Vault 108 with Gary. I'll also be going through every single note and every single terminal, so this is pretty much the closest to a lore video that I've ever done. Hopefully it's gonna go well and be a building block for better content down the line. Now, as you can see, we're not there quite just yet, because to get to them I do need the locations. Also just got to level 26, we're gonna put that into science, and I'm gonna take Nerves of Steel. But alas, we're in the Vault-Tec headquarters, ready to explore. Now, I won't be going every single detail over the headquarters, but one of these entries really caught my attention. It's the one that mentions the bathroom breaks. Because apparently Vault-Tec employees have been abusing the liberal breaks policy. So, all bathroom breaks shall now be reduced from 2.37 minutes to 2.25. But how exactly do we get the locations? There's 3 terminals that we'll have to activate to get access to the mainframe. And once we do access the mainframe, all locations will be known to us. Also, I forgot to do this on the first one I found, so my bad, but let's go back to the last one. Oh, and I know you didn't notice, but that turret was not going down until I jumped. I double checked. That's so silly. Oh, but before the last terminal, here's a funny detail from Vault-Tec. You can use your wages to buy merch. So now I'm wondering, can I maybe hit a limit? Like all the paycheck? Apparently not. Shame. What we can do though is the final access to the mainframe and to shut down Master Brain, who, if you haven't guessed, it is the RoboBrain. And see, it's weird, but gotta jump. You have accessed the Master Brain's internal mechanisms. If you destroy its uplink, it will cause the defenses to shut down. Lovely. Now, one weird thing is I can loot the Master Brain, but not the Sentry Bot. And we can all see the animation has gone through. Apparently, deactivation means more than destruction. And with all that done, the vault's locations are now known to us. Let me just get Grognak, the skill magazine, and we'll be off to the first vault. However, since it's related to Agatha's quest, let's pay her a visit first, shall we? She has a very specific request.
My. You certainly do look a little bit worn out from your travels. Oh, just look at my terrible manners. I'm Agatha. It's so nice to meet you. Now, what brings you all the way out here?
That's funny, I can ask you the same thing.
Don't worry about me. I'm just fine out here. My husband, rest his poor soul, saw to it that our house was well protected from the elements and the inhabitants of the wastes.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry about your loss, ma'am.
That's kind of you to say. Yes, he's gone. After he built this place, we spent many happy years together. We decided to cut off contact with the outside world and just depend on each other for comfort and company.
Surely you're not living in total isolation.
Oh, goodness, no. I have a supply caravan that passes here maybe once a week. I trade with them for whatever I need, and I stock up enough till they return.
Well, looking at the place, what do you have to trade?
Besides shelter?
Fair.
Well, I offer something in the way of entertainment. I play songs on my homemade violin, and people trade me goods. If not in person, I use my husband's old radio set. The men in the caravan say it keeps their morale up on lonely nights in the wasteland.
Unlocking a new radio station is not going to be the only
Yes,
reward.
My husband was very proud of the setup. He tinkered with that thing for years to get it working. I've tried to use it to get whatever I need, but I've never gotten a reply.
Wait, you built a homemade violin? Really?
Thank you. Well, my husband had his hobbies. I'm afraid mine was making that sorry instrument. I only wish I could replace it with something better.
Understandable. Can I help you?
But now that you mention it, yes, there is. My training depends on my violin. Without it, I have nothing to play, no way to make music. If you can bring me a violin, a better one, I'd feel much more secure.
A violin? In the wastes?
Yes. Very sad, isn't it? Sad to think that no more musical instruments will ever be made the old way ever again. Well, fortunately, I know where perhaps the last real violin in the world exists. If you give me your word that you will recover it, I will tell you more.
Agatha, you have my word.
Oh, I don't think I've been this happy in years. I have some information that may help you, at least a place to begin. It all starts with my great-great-grandmother back in 2077 before the bombs fell.
You have records from back then?
Of a kind, yes. Hilda sent a good deal of letters to my great-grandmother Mary, who passed them on, and so forth. I suppose the correspondence could be considered a diary of sorts.
From 2077?
It certainly is a long time. That precious instrument has been through a lot. Anyway, Hilda was quite a special woman, classically trained and exceptionally talented at the violin. Her pride and joy was her Stradivarius violin. I can only imagine how exquisite this instrument must have been. When the war reared its head, she was invited by Vault Tech into Vault 92. They claimed the vault would be dedicated to preserving musical talent.
Why would Vault-Tec care about it?
Vault Tech was always promoting the vaults being used for the preservation of the arts and all that nonsense. Hilda couldn't pass on a chance to meet many of the other musical talents of the world, so she accepted their invitation. Then the bombs fell, the vault was sealed, and my family never heard from her again.
Okay, but it's been 200 years.
She kept it in a special pressurized case. Inside the case is the perfect temperature and humidity for the instrument. If the case is still functioning, the Stradivarius would be in perfect shape. Hilda's Stradivarius was named the Soir Stradivarius. All of them had names. That's what I want you to get.
Lucky you that I know where Vault 92 is.
You do? Amazing! Thank you for this. You have no idea what this means to me. Good luck to you.
No, wait, I need to know more. How about your great-great-grandmother?
She was quite a special woman. Hilda was her name. Classically trained and exceptionally talented at the violin. Her pride and joy was her Stradivarius violin. I can only imagine how exquisite this instrument must have been. When war reared its head, she was invited by Vault Tech into Vault 92. They claimed the vault would be dedicated to preserving musical talent. Happily, she accepted. After she entered Vault 92, the bombs fell, and the story as I know it ends.
Not gonna call it Soir, so how about the soil strati?
Not too much, I'm afraid. It was fabricated way back in 1714 by a famous Italian craftsman named Antonio Stradivari. He had made a bunch of Stradivarius violins, actually, and each one was individually named over time to identify them. They are regarded as the most outstanding instruments ever made, and no two sound alike, they say. Incredible! Since the bombs fell laying waste to most of the world, it may be safe to say that this could be the last surviving violin of its kind.
But if there's more, how can I recognize that one?
Well, from my great-great-grandmother's diaries, I have deduced that she had a special pressurized case created for it. Hopefully, the Soir Stradivarius was in the case when she... well, you know.
And just how valuable is it?
I hope you're not thinking of doing anything dishonest. You gave me your word.
I did. And the vault?
I'm sorry. I wish I did. All I know is that Vault Tech intended it to be a protective environment for the world's musical talent. When the bombs fell, the vault was sealed, and the rest is a mystery. Perhaps when you find it, you can find some sort of a record of what occurred inside.
That's what I hope. Anyways...
Be careful. I don't want to be responsible for getting you killed.
Oh, don't worry. It's kind of weird, but when I die, I just come back to life. I can also reload. Oh, the perks of being the main character. Oh, I have to go to Old Olney. Let's skip the death clause, shall we? 'Cause today all we care about is the 3 vaults we're gonna be exploring. And we're in Vault 92, which, for musical genius preservation, it does start off with ammo and stimpaks, malleus, audio. Okay then, let's see. Well, actually, we're gonna hear.
So far, the experiment is going exactly as planned. We're subjecting the residents to extremely low-frequency white noise, regular intervals through the loudspeaker system. Using these soundproof recording studios, the musicians was an inspired idea. Kudos to the Vault-Tech Selection Committee on their shrewdness.
White noise to mess with the musicians' ears. Imagine if they did that to sound technicians. Oh, the chaos that would have ensued. Actually, if there's a studio, that might just have happened. Now, I don't know why I went straight away into the... let's call it utility. But Meyer lurks in trouble tickets. Issue: lightning on B level. If I told Zach once, I told him 1,000 times. Stop using the higher amperage ballasts in the lightning grid on B level. They will overheat within days and blow out because the power taps up there weren't installed to spec. Had to replace 37 ballasts with type that ballasts and use a power tap converter on each one. Billing my missed dinner with that sexy red-headed violinist up in Women's Dorm 7 to Zach's work credit account. Issue: Section 4 Security Upgrade. Details overwritten. Issue: Air conditioning system odd smell. This was nasty. Seems when Vault-Tech built this place, they decided to go ahead and parallel route the waste disposal dumping system with the air conditioning ducts. In some places, the ductwork is corroding, which has spread to the waste pipes. So now we have the waste products leaking into the venting. The airflow through the ducts is carrying the smell into most of the men's dormitory. Number 1, 2, and 5 had to climb in there and patch it all up. Issue: wall deterioration D level. Fix. Ongoing. I have stress fractures and water seepage in 3 areas on D level. I can only conclude that there is an adjoining underground spring or lake that is putting pressure on the concrete walls. I've already patched the stress fractures and used the metal plating that we normally use for flooring to shore it up for now. I recommend we get all the engineers together on this issue and come up with some sort of a more permanent solution. Otherwise, we'll be knee-deep in nasty groundwater, or worse. Issue: squeaky office chair. Fix. This huge emergency was immediately addressed by our crack engineering team. We ran up to Professor Malleus's office. We've deployed the fluidic lubrication injector in an effort to stop impending doom from destroying us all. Okay, fine. We hold his damn chair. Is this really worth submitting a ticket for? Probably not. I mean, is it worth it for me to show you that there's bloatflies over here? Probably not as well, but I'm exploring. And now you know. Vault 92 has bloatflies. You're welcome. And a ton of mirelurks, not only near the reactor. Which means the engineers' worries were absolutely correct. There's something near the place. Zoe's terminal. Now this sounds like her diary. Let's see. It's so wonderful to be surrounded by all this talent. Little old me, who can barely play the violin, is sitting among some of the world's greatest musicians. I still can't believe my luck. Today was great too. I was able to record an entire symphony, Haydn Symphony No. 3, in D minor. It was so beautiful. I could barely keep up with everyone else in the string section, but they were so nice. They encouraged me instead of being stuffy jerks or something. Best of all, they record all of it, then let you hear yourself play on the studio speakers. I can't wait for tomorrow. I hear we're doing a piece from Dvorak. Interesting. So is that a musical genius that was not acquainted to the violin? Cause apparently it's for musical talent, and if there's a string section, that implies other sections as well, right? Surely it's not just some kid with potential, unless she was being humble. Probably a mix of both. Okay, let's go through the computer first. Studio computer. And yes, that's how you get the door to open. Now, intravault mail. Let's see. From the studio supervisor to the engineering staff. Hey guys, I'm not sure if this is even worth putting an official trouble ticket in for, but I'm getting some sort of off-pitch overlay on my sound equipment. It's almost like another signal is leaking from maybe the Vault intercom network or communications gear and piggybacking on everything I record. It's barely noticeable, but I can definitely see it on my scope. Do we have any cross-wiring issues or faulty cable installation problems on sea level? From studio supervisor to Hilda. I just wanted to take this opportunity to send you an infravault mail regarding the wonderful session you performed this afternoon. The sound you coax from your Stradivarius is bar none the most haunting, beautiful thing I've heard here to date. I was wondering if perhaps we could get together tomorrow evening and discuss this in a more intimate manner. Setting. And from the supervisor to Hilda again. Hi Hildy. Just wanted to send you a quick note. Our session together yesterday was wonderful. I'm glad the studio doors lock, otherwise some of your stuffier fellow musicians might not appreciate how closely you and I work. Make sure when we meet tonight you bring your delicate instrument and your violin too. I have an idea of something we can do with the bow. A new technique I've always wanted to try. Oh, Hilda. Living your best life, huh?
I can't believe what I've discovered. Just before he died, one of the security team members told me everything. The overseer has been implanting these murderous intentions in the entire Vault population without my knowledge. Using the loudspeakers in the dorms instead of just the studios. He subjected everyone to the white noise as they slept. He then implanted combat suggestions he claims came from Vault-Tec itself. He must be completely insane. No observation, no controls. I'm going to have to confront him now and make him pay for what he's done. Half the Vault is dead. The other half, fighting for its life. Good luck to all of us. And may God have mercy on our souls.
And with that done, we can now go into the studio. Laser pistol? That's intriguing. An easy save. No biggie at all. Bottle caps, Mentat, Stealth Boy, pre-war money. That's all randomly generated though, so... Oh! The soil Stradivarius. Lovely. We can finally go back to Agatha, but no. Not yet. And now is where things will get a little bit more cleared up. With the usual dark twists. Or, well, the explanation for it. Supply shop's intravault mail. To the overseer. This is the 5th time I've requested that you allow me to release our supply of headphones and personal audio listening gear to the residents. It seems unfair that the residents are required to listen to their music selections in the studio rooms. I have an ample supply of the type of equipment that would allow most residents to relax in their beds and enjoy their musical recordings. Please, let me know your reasons behind this matter. And from Gordy to all the Vault residents, I'm pleased to announce that we now have strawberry pudding available in the Vault store for 10 work credits. The supply is very limited, of course, so hurry down and get some before it's all gone. And finally, from Gordy to Dan. From your last mail, it seems we have a deal. I'll give you everything on your list in exchange for the weapon we discussed. Things are getting worse in this vault, with almost half of the residents going crazy. I just want to be prepared. Don't worry, I'll lock the gun in my safe, so no one can easily trace it back to your department. Now, in case you haven't guessed, it's not a unique weapon. So, fuck that safe. Instead, here's Malleus.
I'm a bit encouraged by the latest batch of data. It seems that 33% of the subjects are now lapsing into a trance-like state on occasion. When in this state, we're fairly certain that suggestion and programming of the subject can be applied. We've begun testing this by implanting subtle cues in affected subjects, making them scratch their ear or constantly fix their hair. So far, I'm happy to report a 100% success rate on this implementation method.
Yeah, this is one experiment you wouldn't like to see yourself in. And for the overseer's office, let's see, Ruben's terminal. 4 personal entries. As per instructions, the broadcast equipment for the white noise has been rerouted from the sound booths and tied directly into the entire Vault's loudspeaker system. I'll now be able to execute Vaultec's confidential plan, WNMSCE, White Noise Mind Suggestion Combat Experimentation. I have 3 of Professor Malleus's team doing what I need to get done and hope to show some concrete results soon. I have the engineers make it so the WN can be either triggered from the control center or at the local security consoles. The password to these consoles is that. The results of the white noise are even better than I could have ever imagined. The sheer strength and tenacity of combat suggestion implanted test subjects is incredible. Imagine having an entire army of people who would never disobey a direct order from high command and can fight until it takes over 20 bullets to stop them. Malleus says the white noise is a failure. So there's been a few deaths. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. It's easy to suppress what everyone in the vault are calling crazies. I've added a command word in their suggestion implants. Simply say the phrase sanity is not statistical, and they will stop dead in their tracks. I've told the guards of this, but I've told them to only use it when out of earshot of anyone else. The command phrase is no longer working against the crazies. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm losing control of the situation. If we don't get things under control soon, we're going to have a huge revolt on our hands. Malleus is inciting the rest of the vault into action. I'm afraid by the power invested in me by the Vaultec Corporation, I have no choice but to have him killed. What a waste.
Disaster today. One of our test subjects, V920717, has murdered 3 other residents in a fit of unbridled rage, the likes of which I've never seen. It took almost 23 shots before the security team took him down. This subject has no history of violence or mental instability whatsoever. My concern is that this subject is one of our most successful implant recipients, able to execute complex instructions during a trance state.
Ooh, stealth boy. Well, I just messed up something in the editing, but I'm 99% sure it won't show up. Sorry about the 4th wall. By the way, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. I am too. Let me just get right back into it. Allow access, deny access, deploying countermeasures. Noise flush is pretty much white noise to keep the crazies away. And I have 2 notes to read, so feedback loops. Okay, pass this on after you get it. Gotta keep this crap off the intra-vault mails. If you can hack the control panels, use the noise flush feature to spook the crazies. Works okay, and it's kept me alive these last 2 days, but they're starting to catch on. We need to get organized and make an attempt for the vault door. It's our only chance. John Ediglio's note. I'm cut off and I don't know if anyone sane is left, so I've locked myself in this closet on B level. If anyone finds this note, let my family know I didn't go crazy like the rest of this place. Let them know that I died with dignity. When and where I decided. There's no way I'm gonna let the crazies tear me apart. I can't go like that. To my wife and kids, I love all of you. That's another holotape from Professor Malleus. Another terminal, and got the magazine, the book, whichever. So, congratulations on a job well done, everyone. It seems like the current white noise tests are a complete success. With less than a 1% margin of error, we still have much to do analyzing the data, but I think all of you deserve a pat on the back for excellent work. Let's keep it up. Here's the data on subject that as requested. We are completely baffled as to why someone would behave in this manner after being subjected to the white noise experiments. As soon as our autopsy is complete, we'll try and piece together why he went insane. I'm sorry about this, Rick. We'll get to the bottom of it soon. We have a serious problem on our hands, and you have yet to answer my last several Introvault mails or even see me. I have 7 more dead. 3 other Vault 92 residents have suffered the same symptoms as the subject. How many more of these people have to die before you realize we're in deep trouble? We're alone out here. No one will come to our rescue, if anyone is even left. We have to deal with this ourselves. Please, I beg you, to see me immediately and call your goon squad off your living area. Doors. Apologies, I'm trying to read fast, but second language and all. Section 4 is under heavy guard now. I can't even get in without a personal escort. It's my estimate that over 30% of the Vault's entire population is now clinically insane and poses a real danger to the rest of us. We have to consider the possibility we may need to abandon the Vault completely. Better to take a chance outside than in here. You still won't speak to me, and any attempt I've made to see you have ended in scuffles with your guards. It's obvious something's going on, and I'm going to find what.
Unbelievable. We've had 12 more incidents in the past month mirroring subject V920717's actions. The shocking part is the savagery these aberrants exhibit when they murder. They rip their victims apart limb from limb and eviscerate them by hand. These used to be respected members of the musical community. How could this be happening? Where have I gone wrong?
Another one. Let's hear it. No, not quests. There.
The situation is getting out of hand. Over half the population of the Vault is exhibiting savage tendencies. Can only assume our noise experimentation has awakened some dormant part of their psyche, brought their primitive nature to the surface. In essence, I feel that they are almost psychologically devolving. I was stupid for rushing these experiments. And now over 35 people are dead.
Now, to be honest, I did forget this, but that's where the magic of editing comes in. So, there's a music sheet in the male's dormitory bathroom, and that's it for Vault 92. Now back to Agatha. Hey.
Oh, my word. Is that what I think it is? Oh, my goodness gracious. Seems like you've been gone forever. Please tell me you have good news.
I do, Agatha. Here's your gift.
Oh, my goodness. I must see it, please. Oh, my. It's more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. I can't thank you enough. I wish I had something to give you, a more suitable reward for all your efforts. All I can give you is the frequency to my radio set. Tune in whenever you feel like listening to the strains of an old woman's violin playing.
I'm gonna use that for my outro. However, like I said, I forgot the music sheet, so let's go back in and get a unique weapon for it.
My word! You actually found some real music paper. I didn't even think it possible. Yet here it is. You've really outdone yourself this time. I knew getting the Stradivarius was a challenge, but this is just incredible. This is all too much. You deserve more than just a pat on the back.
Don't be humble, accept it.
Well, like I told you before, I don't have wealth out here in the sticks, but I can certainly provide you something useful. My husband left me something else beside the radio setup. I think you'll find it useful. It's his old pistol. He tinkered with it some and used to practice with it all the time. Now I want you to have it.
If you want a unique weapon, just say yes.
You're welcome. Just keep it clean and repaired and it will never let you down. Now, Scoot, I have to get cracking on this music notation.
If you won't get it. And Black Hawk is worth it. And it's now time to go and explore Vault 106. Is that a random encounter? Yep.
Another wasteland survivor, huh? Sorry, but I don't got enough to share. Get your own copy of the book and do your own hunting.
Another Wasteland Survival Guide encounter, really.
Ain't you heard of the Wasteland Survival Guide? Bought one off a trader, and it's the reason my family's back up to 2 meals a day.
Have I heard of it? I helped write the damn thing.
Is that so? Well, thanks, stranger. You and that Moira girl done all right by me and mine. Nice writing.
Oh, that compliment is only for her. I didn't necessarily write, but I did all the hard work though, so I'll take what I can get. Now, let's see what Vault 106 is all about. Ooh, still closed. What a beauty. Nothing in the entrance. There's a terminal. Oh, that guy had a really bad day, it seems. Urgent. Security notice. To Vault Security. If any of our residents notice an unusual odor or faint taste to the air, please assure them that everything is okay. There was a slight irregularity in our filtration system, but nothing to cause alarm. The systems have already been corrected and are 100% functional again. If you notice anyone acting out in a strange manner, please report the disturbance immediately, so medical assistance can be sent. The Overseer. Well, knowing Voltec, that was probably on purpose. Insane Survivor, and we were seeing purple. Oh, sorry, dog meat. Okay, you don't have anything worth taking on you. It's also safe to assume that whatever was leaking into the filtration system still is. Oh, I heard someone. Just where, oh where? Anyways, there's something I want to show you. See that large ruined book? There's something underneath. It's a note. Or a torn out journal entry. For some reason, today the air is different. I can't quite place it, but the air tastes a little blue, I guess. As weird as that sounds, the air tastes blue, like my suit. That kind of rhymes. Weird. Weird beard. Hey. I always wanted to be a bitnik, but the pants were too tight. Okay. As we keep exploring, we then figure out that we're not just seeing purple. We're hallucinating. And our next stop is the living quarters, which is quite likely also the atrium. I hear them, but I don't see them. Oh. Okay, buddy. Calm down. There we go. Now, one of the reasons to be extremely thorough when exploring in Fallout is bobbleheads. So let's go and find one. It's gonna be the science one, and it should be on that shelf right behind the Insane Survivor. Oh, windows. I don't think we can explore that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, here's the bobblehead. Now back to the atrium. And there should be a note. Scribbles. This one is, very silly. I shouldn't even attempt it, but scribbledy-beebledy-hoodily-hoo. Wing-wang brick-a-bang choo-choo-choo. Upside up popsicle tastes like blue. Ghosts in the hall go boo-boo-boo. Yeah, that has to be from the guy that was smelling blue. If you keep going past that note, we'll find the Overseer's room. And our hallucination is of a Vault 101 Overseer. Preparations report. The ventilation system has been checked, and the required security and medical protocols have been initiated as per instruction in preparation for release of the control. The following 4 systems have been brought online, and it's 4 shafts, okay. Another 2 have been discontinued. The following security precautions have also been completed: security, camera, and medical protocols. I have overseen all preliminary tests and can assuredly say we are ready and prepared for the worst. Also, pay attention to this. I didn't click the door, and now it requires a key, even though we're just hallucinating. There's also something else over here. All terminals are connected. You'll see. A note to me. This place is great. I think it's time to accept the new and embrace this change. Relax. However, if we go to another one, it'll just continue, so the next one is another note to me. We can double check that it's still the same. It is. Come on, don't you like it better here? Breathe deep in the blue. Relax. And the next note is, please read me. Seriously, this place has everything we need. Enjoy it while we're here. The final one says, fine, be that way. I have nothing more to say to you. We're through here. And as we descend our way into madness, once again we're now being chased by 3 disappearing Vault 101 characters. Past the dorms we'll find another note. Feel the love, man. Oh man, I just had to get my thoughts on paper, man. Otherwise the cat in my head forgets, man. The sky is as blue as it used to be. I'm so happy to be here, and my roomies are flying around in the love mist. I can't remember what I was doing before, but man, it's great here now. I never thought about it like this before, but the walls just need somebody to love, too, man. That's so silly. Can you imagine it? What do you mean I can't hide from you? He's insane, why am I arguing? Can you imagine if there was one guy going around speaking about the blue? Dad! 3 dads! Why do I need 3 dads? Okay, they left. Just like the real one, yay. To anyone who gets this. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, everyone just started acting strange. The overseer told us to lock ourselves into our room and wait until security gets the riffraff under control, so that's what I'm doing. I managed to catch the security chief on his way past, and apparently the weirdos are so out of their head they can't breathe. So if you're not affected, say the word Fanzini and I'll let you in. What is that? Master key. Well, I'm good at lockpicking, so... Wait, why is dog meat on the other side? That's weird. Anyways. Urgent security notice. Oh, it's another one, okay. Today at 3:30 p.m. we are initiating control sequence 462A. We're unsure of the full effects of the gas release, so we request that anyone receiving this message head to their designated locations, as noted in your C11 form. The assigned locations were chosen for the cover and safety they provide, so do not vacate them unless dire circumstances arise. Remember to handle anyone acting abnormally according to the guidelines provided, and most importantly, immediately call for medical assistance. We thank you for your assistance during this brief test and assure you that the control is non-lethal and will be cleared from the air before 4 p.m. The Overseer. I don't know, it seems like everyone went crazy.
Oh, hell yes!
Who are you and why are you so happy? Okay, you have a stealth voice. Butch! And that's the other guy. Man, I killed Butch, so ain't no way he's still alive. Okay, that was easy. Just Survivor. Not Insane Survivor, I wonder. Is that the guy that's been tasting blue? And that's all that we can find inside Vault 106 about, well, itself. So it's now time for Gary. Vault 108. And the first 2 things we've noticed is the dead mole rat and that the vault door is already open. Unfortunately, this is the only vault without a working terminal. In fact, to find some info akin to that, we're gonna have to go to the Citadel. So after we explore the vault, we're gonna go over that terminal. Right now, what we want is to go into the cloning lab. It's nearly time. Oh, I can hear him.
Gary!
The one thing we know for sure about the Garys is they do not attack each other. It's Gary Paradise over here.
Gary.
What are you doing?
Gary!
You don't even have a weapon. Oh well.
Gary.
I know, the lore is immense on this one. But even after all this time, it's still so funny. Gary? It's also interesting that they're all numbered.
No!
Well, there goes number 25. There's also something creepy that I can't quite explain. Well, there goes Mr. 41. So, yeah, the vault door is open, but why is there a wastelander in that position in the clinic? Did the Garys do it? And like I said, there is no working terminals, but there is one holotape. The cloning log. Let me just take care of the Gary that's attacking dog meat, and let's hear it. Oh, okay. Corruption detected. Attempt partial recovery. Attempt 53. Gary 53 is hostile towards all non-clones. As was the case with the previous 52 attempts, we may have to consider a means of disposal of the pre-existing Gary clones, as the observation rooms are getting quite full. Attempt 54, Gary 54 exhibits no change in hostility towards non-clones. If anything, he's even more hostile. Dr. Peterson can attest to this, having been injured while examining Gary 54. Tomorrow, we are going to dispose of several of the Gary clones, which will leave room for many more attempts, and of salvaged data record. Now, it is a bit anticlimactic, but that's all I could find, so let's see what the Vault-Tec terminal says on the Citadel. Constructed in March 2061 and ready in December 2069. It had 475 occupants total on a duration of 38 years. The main power supply was designed to fail after 240 months, which should be 20 years if I'm not mistaken. There was, however, a secondary power supply, but this note from the admin says we are aware that the steam whistle is only sufficient to power this project partially. Please do not file any further reports on this issue. They were also issued triple the normal amount of defensive weaponry and no entertainment whatsoever. Regarding the personnel, we can see that the overseer was a Brody Jones, and the note says all standard positions have been intentionally left unfilled and will be assigned by the overseer according to the Vault 108 protocols. According to the pre-assignment medical tests, Mr. Jones has a genetic disposition for a rare terminal strain of cancer, which should ideally cause him to expire within 40 months of the project's inception. These two events should combine to allow a proper catalyst that allows this project to continue as planned. I failed to see the plan. I mean, I would understand a super soldier, but a super Gary doesn't really make much sense. And that's all I have for today. I'd like to give a shout out to Steve Whittle for becoming the channel's first member, and also to John Walker for supporting the channel. Thank you very much, and to you, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I'll see you on the next one, and I hope you have a good one. Bye!